What's up, Toy World? Look at this beauty. Oh my God. I just scored this recently. Got the new Hasbro. Well, actually, this is what? The Marvel Legends Doc Ock. Finally found it in stores. Great design, great sculpting, great everything. Oh my God. I'm excited to share this with the boys. Oh, I said boys. That means we have other people to bring onto the show, like Mr. Ashley and Ms. Ray. Oh,
I'm so
have
excited.
mercy. Have mercy, guys. Y'all see my new toy?
That looks very cool.
Yeah, dude.
Cool.
I flipped out. Yeah, I found this in a local GameStop randomly. They had just put them on the shelves, and I snatched it super quick. And yeah, this is a great figure. Starting off, I knew this was going to be a great figure, but yeah, didn't disappoint. I mean, it's like, there's not a lot to it, obviously. I mean, it's, you basically get the tentacles, you get some changing hands, like so he can hold things, just like alternate hands. You get that kind of stuff, to change up. But another thing they put on, they gave to was each tentacle has a head, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what they'll do is, if you want to stand him up, kind of like on his bottom 2 feet or his 2 tentacles, they included these versions of the claws, I guess, of the hands. And it's designed, I mean, they don't move. It's basically designed to kind of sit securely and stand. So I've stood him up like that before, but currently I just got him where he's standing on his feet. But yeah, this is a great toy. I mean, look, you get 2 of the heads that actually move, like where he can do the different stuff, from the movies. You can make them wide or whatever, grab Spidey's face. The other 2 are pretty, they're static. They just sit there, but not complaining. Looks great. I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but God, this
did look cool.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, I think overall, because I've, I got the Green Goblin for Christmas. I would say the Goblin may be a step better, just in terms of, and not better, just I probably just like that one a tad bit more, just in terms of all the stuff you get and the detailing and all that. I mean, but this, if you're a Doc Ock fan, this is a must-have for sure. So I'm glad I got it. But I think that was the only haul I had this week. I mean, usually I don't know. I feel like I've been finding some good stuff recently, but yeah. Anybody? What about you guys? You got any hauls this week or?
Oh yeah.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first.
You go first.
Let me start off with a Valentine's gift I got for my wife, because I'm quite proud of this, because she read this book recently and she fell in love with it. She loved the short. This is from Star Wars, their Vision series. They made a book, you may have heard of it, called The Ronin. If you haven't, she recommends it. I have not read it yet, but she wanted a statue of it, the Ronin, for Valentine's Day, and I got her that.
That is sweet.
It is a fantastic statue. But what's cool,
really good.
What she loves about it most is the red paint over here. It's basically like making the ambient light of the saber reflected in his cape and the way he looks. So yeah, it's a great sculpt. So I got her that.
Who released that statue?
Bandai.
Okay.
At least that's
Bandai. Gotcha. Okay. I was gonna say it looks like a good Bandai figure.
And for me, I got over the weekend. I'm almost done now with my Dungeons and Dragons group from the movie Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I got Dork.
She's so awesome.
Yep.
With the tiefling tail, great, pretty good sculpt. I'm almost done. The face is a little wonky.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
But it's fine. I mean, I'm just trying to finish out the group at this point because I just really like the movie that much, and it's all I got left to get is zinc. Next up, my wife got me for Valentine's Day. It's something I've been wanting to try to finish off for a long time. The collection. I'm closer now to finishing it, but I got Donatello.
Oh,
from
finally.
the 1990 film.
Yes.
Just that
is cool.
Just that fantastic sculpt. But
Huh.
yeah, so I got him, and also
And who makes that? NECA?
That's NECA, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And finally, I got the new Mandalorian figure from the Book of Boba Fett wave.
Oh, sweet.
So this is his ring station, I think is what they have him labeled as.
Yeah.
This might be the best Mando figure I've had yet. It doesn't like the one thing I would love that would make it perfect is if he had a removable helmet with Din Djarin's sculpt underneath.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, it's fantastic. It's got great mobility, great arm movement. They've done a lot of improvements to the to where everything goes, the gauntlets and stuff. The sword's great. There is a little dagger down here. He can't really hold it because the hand's too wide to hold it, but there's a little dagger hidden right down here that he comes with his vibro knife.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
So that goes into his boot, and also the cloth goods cape. Finally,
okay, yeah.
So you can actually do the look where he has the where he has the jetpack and the cape together, how he normally has it in the show.
I'm noticing too, I guess, at the bottom of the cloth goods cape, does it look like there's some damage there? Like they have it.
Yeah, it's like frayed.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
And what's really great is like the helmet. When you go back and look at old figures of the Mando figure, you can see like how much they've improved with the with getting the helmet mold.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely need to get that. I think this is the Mando I need to pull the trigger on for sure.
Yeah, the gloss is fantastic on it too. It just has that good shiny look that he has in the series now.
I like that. I like the dark saber too. That's
the
way they got it outlined in white. That makes it look cool. It makes it look cool.
And it does just like a lightsaber does, like pop off, and he even has you can see it like see the little hook back there.
Okay,
and that's where you can hang the dark saber. So yeah, that's my haul.
That's pretty cool haul.
Yeah,
pretty cool haul.
Nothing from you, Ashley, huh?
No, I got a couple things.
Ooh, nice. I was about to say, you look so sad.
No, okay, so I picked up I'm shaking everything. Balin.
Oh yeah.
Right here.
I like that you got his lightsaber clipped. That's cool.
Yeah. It's actually a very nice action figure.
I agree.
Y'all have him already?
I have him. Yeah, I think I showed him off in a previous episode.
He's very cool. But I don't like that he's the same height as what's her face?
Ahsoka.
No, his
Shin Hati. He's the same height as Shin Hati.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yep.
Usually they do pretty well with getting the scale of the characters. Kind of usually.
Yeah, this one they screwed up on. I don't know what was going on.
Huh.
Then I got Book of Boba Fett, Cad Bane.
Ooh.
I need to get that one.
Yep, he just came in the mail, and another one that just came in. Professor. You want Wang?
Hu Wang.
Hu Wang.
Hu Yang.
Hu Yang. Hu Wang. Hu Yang.
Hoobastank.
Yeah, I got him. So yeah, I can't wait to open both of those guys. I just haven't gotten around to it. I've been busy this week, and that's my hauls for the week.
All right. So, if we're
done, I know there was a lot of, speaking of like Hasbro and all that. I feel like they just announced like some new upcoming toys and stuff like that. I feel like there was a few things.
Well, they just announced a couple of vintage collection action figures, but it was exclusive to Amazon, I believe. Yeah, so it's here. I'll share my screen, so you can see it, and it is the get off of that vintage collection. This is from the Clone Wars, so I guess that's that final season. So you have the 3 droids. Has everybody seen the final season, Clone Wars?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got the three droids that help Ahsoka escape. What you call it? Along with Darth Maul.
The ship.
Yeah, the
Oh,
ship.
I already forget. I forgot the name of it.
But yeah, very very cool. There is a lot of cool vintage collection stuff, man. I was just looking at a checklist a guy put together, and it's like a visual checklist of all of the vintage collection toys. Man, it's crazy how many they put out. I mean, it's over 200 figures and ships and play sets and all kind of stuff. I was surprised by just the amount of stuff that they put out in that line. It's crazy. But I think that's it as far as Star Wars. Now, wasn't there a Daredevil or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like Marvel Legends put out like a tease, or they're saying they're gonna put out like a 2-pack, right? It's Daredevil and Hydro Man from the Spider-Man cartoon series.
And guess what? I also have images of that.
What?
As you can see here, yeah. Now
I need a Daredevil.
the one thing I don't like, and I know we've talked about this offline, is, and you can see from the box art here. I mean, I know what they were going for, right?
Yeah,
but the shading on it just, I just don't like it on the figure.
Well, I remember the first time getting, like, when I got into Daredevil, it was around the time of the first movie came out, the Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah.
So also around that time, Fox, Marvel, they wanted to bring more awareness to the character, so they would do like little DVD sets that would come out, and you could watch you could watch these episodes of certain shows that would feature Daredevil in it. So there was like, I remember watching one that was like Fantastic Four. There was one with like Spider-Man. I think he appeared maybe on, I think, the Incredible Hulk series. But I remember watching the Spider-Man one where he had his appearance. And yeah, that I was shocked, like, because you didn't really get to see him look, in the red look that much, because the shading was so heavily done, throughout the whole time he was on there. I was kind of like, man, he has a very odd look. It's a very strange choice they went with to make him, to design him like that.
Hydro Man is such a lame character, but I do love translucent plastic.
It's an excuse to have it, because there's a lot of these figures that are like special edition figures and they're translucent.
Yeah.
But no, he actually looks pretty good. My thing is I do need to get a Daredevil figure of some kind, but I think I'm going to get it when Marvel Legends eventually does Daredevil. They're going to do the movie from 2002. So it's going to be like the Ben Affleck Daredevil and Michael Clark Duncan Kingpin and Garner Elektra. And my thing is, I want the Colin Farrell Bullseye most. They better have the long, the alligator skin jacket that Trench Cody's wearing.
Now that's a cool pose right there, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Daredevil is just prone to great poses, like especially great martial arts poses.
And that is lame, but
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you wet.
That's crazy.
So give me a quick rundown, because I don't remember too much about Hydro Man. Like, who was the guy that he is?
Who was the one?
Like Flint Marko was Sandman. So who is?
I'm not even sure, because he's that lame.
I think I remember something where he was upset maybe about his girlfriend or something, maybe in the series, like in the animated series. I don't. Yeah,
possibly. It's just not.
He's just not good enough to.
Yeah, I remember. It's like, okay, we got Sandman, who is nothing but sand. Let's come up with a Water Man, Hydro Man. I like that.
And then they'll have Smoke Man.
yeah. Bee Man,
Lightning Man. Oh wait, crap! We already have that.
Elektra.
Yeah, pretty much.
Someone just sees like someone getting some calamari. Octopus. Oh crap, man! We already got Octopus Man.
Yep.
Didn't they also, when we were talking about the vintage collection, didn't they also announce a 2-pack of maybe it just came out, but it was a 2-pack of Sabine and the Loth Cat or something, wasn't it?
No, it was.
Sabine. It was a 2-pack. Yeah,
It was like a
Sabine and
deluxe.
Sabine.
It wasn't a 2-pack. It was just a deluxe figure of Sabine. For the
Gotcha,
show.
with the Loth
But
Cat.
it comes
right?
with it comes with a Loth Cat.
Yeah, and doesn't Chopper come with it too?
Oh
Or
yeah,
the-
yeah. Maybe it was her and Chopper and the Loth Cat or something like that.
I
Yeah.
thought it was just her and the Loth Cat, but it might. I could be wrong.
But now,
But yeah,
I mean, you can't get it anymore. It was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and it went all. I mean, yesterday
Sold
was the
out.
last day to pre-order
Ooh.
because it goes in line with the rest of the figures that come with the Ghost.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's
okay.
why. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make the whole team, you have to get it from Hasbro Pulse.
Oh, so you mean this? So this isn't Ahsoka. This isn't Sabine from Ahsoka the series. This is Sabine from Clone.
Yeah,
from,
if
Rebels.
he's talking about the vintage collection,
Okay, I thought there was a vintage
Which is-
collection Sabine from Ahsoka that was her and the Loth Cat because she had the Loth Cat in the show as a pet.
maybe. Let me go over here and
But I know what you're talking about. They did do a Rebel Sabine, like they're doing a Rebel Sabine for to round out the group for the Ghost.
yeah, but yeah, here is that one.
Okay, so this is supposed to. Okay, so this is for Rebels. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
you get a couple of Loth Cats there, Loth Cats, whatever you want to say.
Okay, yeah.
But like I said, it's
Yeah,
unfortunately
that's the 2-pack. Yeah.
sold out.
Yeah, I was going to say it seemed like it was pretty popular, so it looks like it's going to come out in October.
Yeah, I'm sure it comes out with the Ghost or whatever.
Oh, I gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah. Because
What
it's got
about,
the same. It's got the same package art as the
Oh
rest of them.
wow, that looks cool.
Yeah,
That's so weird seeing the cats with Chopper.
with Chopper.
Chopper.
Get to the
Man.
chopper.
Speaking of Hasbro and Marvel and all that, have any of y'all seen the X-Men '97 trailer yet?
I have, and I have
Yeah.
mixed feelings about it.
I
I
might
had
be
a
with
feeling
you.
I had a feeling y'all might say something because when I saw the animation, I was like, yeah, I get what they're doing though because they're trying to go with the current they're going with the current tech of 2D TV animation.
Yeah,
It feels a little flat. I will say that because you can tell it's all digital, it's all computer, so there's just no imperfections. Like everything is kind of flat and
yeah.
it's almost like a flash video. It's like a flash animation, just about like cardboard pieces just kind of moving in front of you. And I'm with you on that. Actually, I have to wait and see if the animation style grows on me, but it's definitely.
Well, that's not even what I was going to complain about. Because I can see what they're trying to do. It's when you're looking at it, sometimes it does kind of remind you of the '90s series.
Mm-hmm.
But my biggest complaint was the voice acting, and I know.
Oh, that too. Yeah, I heard Wolverine's voice. And
Wolverine.
I
was like, "What is that? Who is that? What
It's the
Yeah, I
same.
was
It's the
gonna
same
say.
voice actor though.
is it?"
Yeah,
Well, did they tell him, "Oh, let's don't do like that"?
I think it's just the thing.
Something
It's a
different.
character that they haven't played in like 20, 30 years now.
Yeah,
20 years, I guess would be closer.
but the guy who voiced Cyclops is dead, so he couldn't do Cyclops. But Cyclops sounded like Cyclops.
Now, who is voicing Cyclops? Because I look on Wikipedia, it gave some name. I could have swore though when I heard him talk, all my ears heard was that sounds exactly like Nolan North, but it wasn't. It's not him. Like he's not credited as Cyclops. It's oh God, forgot the name of the actor, voice actor.
I don't know. I know Norm Spencer did the voice,
Ray Chase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that name.
the original Cyclops, and he died. I can't remember. He died probably 2020, maybe somewhere along in there.
See, Cal Dodd is the voice of Wolverine for this series, and he was the voice of Wolverine in the original animated series.
Yeah,
But
maybe there'll be other takes where his voice sounds more maybe that was just like a bad take or just I mean, who knows? I agree with you though. I heard it and I was like, ooh, that didn't sound like him at all.
That doesn't sound like Wolverine.
Maybe it wasn't even him too. Maybe they just threw in like a quick, like a demo voice because they didn't have his tracks ready or something for the trailer, which is can't be possible because they should be ready to go.
And I mean, who did Magneto too? Because Magneto didn't sound anything like.
I'll pull it
Matthew
up.
Watterson.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
We always forget.
I don't know. I'm trying to look right now, like who did. He was voiced by David Himblin, but he died as well, so he's no longer around. So I guess you can cut him some slack there on that. But Wolverine, man, come on. Come on. No, I mean, not to say I'm not going to watch it. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see it. But I was just kind of taken aback when I heard when they were in the Blackbird.
The little
Wolverine says something. It's like, who was that? That's not my Wolverine.
I'm excited they finally put something out for it, though. God, I don't know why they haven't teased us at least with some footage.
I know, and it's like just a month away, March 20th.
So it's weird that they kept that so close to the vest. So I'm excited. At least it's new X-Men. Maybe that'll lead to other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a revival of Spider-Man or something like that.
Well, speaking of Marvel leaning into their other properties that they've kept on the back burner for so long, now that they're finally teetering toward X-Men, there's also another big component of the Marvel Universe that they've yet to really jump to that they just did a big announcement about.
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yes.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The return of Nick Fury, Secret Invasion 2.0.
Starring David Hasselhoff.
But we got the big reveal of the Fantastic Four. Crazily enough for Valentine's Day, but it was a fun reveal. I want to give them kudos for just kind of like this fun little out of the way reveal. Like it doesn't seem like it's something they're throwing in your face. It's just they didn't throw some trailer together as fast as they could. They just did they did something like this. And I dig that. And I like this little concept art look of all the actors in their I guess this is supposed to be a good idea of how they're going to look, at least, character wise.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Yeah. What do you think? Well, I guess let's go over the.
I was going to say, let's go through the
first.
cast list of who all got cast. First off, Reed Richards. We got Pedro Pascal playing the smartest man in the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
So what do you think of that? You sounded, Are you not sold on it?
I'm not sold on it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just. Is he going to shave his mustache?
I actually hope he doesn't.
Or is this image like?
It looks like it could just be kind of like modified, photos of them, just kind of add into the art.
Yeah,
it looks like that's what it is, kind of like some kind of hyper real artwork type stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't mind that look. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
as long as it's good. I was going to say, as long as it's good, I'm I kind of like the retro '60s look they're going for, at least in the teaser.
Well, I saw someone pointed out the issue of the Thing. I mean, the issue of I think it's like the issue of the magazine that the Thing's holding. It's like what was the name of that magazine? Life Weekly or something like that, or
I thought it was Time or something.
But anyways, it's a very specific cover that's from 1963.
Yep.
So that could be a hint about something to do with what's going on with the story. And I've heard some people throw out the idea that maybe they were lost in the negative zone and they've been lost there, maybe not aging. And then they, maybe they'll come back in the present day just to see this whole world of superheroes. They also have powers now.
Oh, I don't know. It's been rumored for a while. I mean, even going to last year that this movie takes place in 1963. So that's that. But, when that magazine was when they revealed that, I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, even if it is, there's got to be some way that they connect them into the present, though, because
I'm sure, yeah,
because they're gonna definitely want to use them for their big Avengers event.
Oh yeah. I'm sure their world will end somehow, and they'll pull a Scott Lang.
Well, frozen for, it's only a few minutes for them, but
it's only a few minutes for them. But when they get
40,
back out,
60 years pass.
We were in there for an hour, and now it's not 2025.
And then let's finish the rest of the cast.
So
who was
Sue Storm is
Mhm.
Vanessa Kirby.
Yep.
I don't know too much about her filmography other than I know her from Mission Impossible Fallout and the new Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. She had parts in that movie. Yeah.
Was she good actress?
From her performance in those two movies, yeah, she's good. I think they got a solid pick for Sue.
Okay. She's also a good an action actress or like an action actor, so she seems like she can actually do stunt work and things like that.
Yeah, she was in Hobbs and Shaw. She was
she
Shaw's
was
sister.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
And I'm excited for that so far those two casting choices are all right. Even though with Pedro, sometimes I almost want to go, look, I know he's a good actor and I don't want to overextend him to where you're just like he's in every damn thing. So hopefully I'm sure he's the right choice for this. So.
Yeah. Next up is Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. He's going to be played by Joseph Quinn of Stranger Things breakout. That was his big breakout role as Eddie Munson. So I'm sure that helped him. That role. He got a lot to show. It was a good little showcase of acting skill. His whole time on there. So I'm sure Marvel liked all the hype around him. So So he's a good, and I think he's got the charisma for Johnny. So I think he'll be able to pull that off.
Yeah, I think so too.
And last but not least, Ben Grimm. He's going to be played by I'm trying not to get his name wrong. Eben Moss Bachrach.
Yeah,
but he's big now. Everybody knows him now from The Bear. He's the main character's cousin. But we also know him from
Andor.
Oh, he was in Andor, but he was also in Daredevil. Not Daredevil. The Punisher, season 1. Remember, he was Micro.
No way.
Yep.
I remember him. Like the first thing I ever saw this guy.
He's one of those actors in the last few years. I really started noticing him and stuff a lot before he got into The Bear, and he really finally blew up. He was one of those characters I've kind of paid attention to because I also remember he was in that Joe Hill Stephen King series.
Lock and Key.
No. The one with Zachary Quinto playing the vampire, Nosferatu.
Wow. I forgot he was in Punisher. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew him from Girl. I was going to say the first thing I ever saw him in was Girls. That was the series that introduced me to him. And I've been noticing him popping up in everything ever since. He's a good actor. Yeah,
he's fantastic. So I'm good for him. I'm glad that he got that role. I'm sure he'll do great with it. I'm curious how they're going to approach Ben Grimm, like from a visual standpoint.
Yeah, me too.
Because it can both ways. We've seen both versions now. Like, well, in a big screen, in a big budget format, and both have their pros and cons.
Yeah.
As Michael Chiklis did look great as Ben Grimm, I will say. Like, that's one of the few good things about the Tim Story Fantastic Four stuff. I'll really get like him and Chris Evans were.
Oh yeah, Chris Evans.
The only shining lights in those movies. To me. But it looked good, but also it looked bad. Because you could see, you're supposed to be a rock creature, but then you see foam, in the face, kind of, wrinkling and stuff, and it doesn't look right. But also, you don't just want CG blandness, that we got from the last one. Like, I never even watched the movie, but the little clips I saw of him just looks. Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be a combo of some sort. But you also notice you got Herbie over there in it too.
So who is this character? Because as someone who doesn't know much about Fantastic Four lore too deep, especially that deep.
He was hardly ever in the comics. He was in a Fantastic Four cartoon back in the 70s, right? And this, oddly enough, this Fantastic Four cartoon didn't include the Human Torch. Why? Because NBC or CBS, I can't remember who put what channel the show came out on. Thought that kids would light themselves on fire to try to be like the Human Torch. So they did not include him in the Fantastic Four, but they needed somebody else, and who better than this made up funny robot to be part of the Fantastic Four named Herbie. And Herbie is an acronym for something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he was in that short-lived Fantastic Four cartoon, which made its way into the comics because I guess he was in the cartoon and it was kind of, popular for its time right there. And which is kind of weird. I guess they're going for nostalgia with Herbie. It didn't look exactly like that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool. It's like a cool nod to the history of the Fantastic Four that they're adding him to the movie. If, in fact, they're actually adding him and this is not just some sort of, here's just a nice thing for the fans,
Well, considering that it's, I'll say this, I'll say there's a good chance that it's going to exist for two reasons. Disney does like the cuteness factor of any character that you can add a cuteness factor to,
and
like
sell
say Grogu,
for.
huh?
And sell toys for.
Yeah, true.
Especially if it's a robot.
Yeah, robot stuff also appeals to that Star Wars stuff. You got that mix of the robots and then also little diminutive creature. Mm-hmm. So I would not be surprised if it makes it into the final product. But it's funny that you mentioned that it was NBC Universal scared that a kid would light itself on fire, because that just makes me think NBC Universal had an SNL sketch where Dan Aykroyd was playing a Halloween costume salesman, and one of the costumes he was trying to sell to children was, what was it, Johnny Human Flame or Johnny Human Torch, where it was just literally just a bunch of oily rags and a lighter.
Yeah.
It just made me think, like, because I've always heard executives of studios, they live on another planet. They have another way of thinking. All I can think is some execs saw that sketch and thought, he's onto something. He's got a good point.
But you say that when I was little and I saw Superman, what did I do?
Did you jump off the roof?
I tied a towel around my neck and I tried to jump off everything I could, flying like Superman. This was like 1979, 1980. I was 4. So little kid. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
little kids can be dumb.
Yeah. But and also, I do, if this ends up being the final logo for the Fantastic Four, I do love it.
Yeah, me too.
Really, really love the retro look for it.
Yeah,
it kind of gives me. I don't know how that's going to translate to a film, but the vibe of this poster gives me a bit of a Jetsons, vibe in a good way. But that remains to be seen if that can translate into a good, compelling film, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
I hope it is. It's got some good. The director is Matt Shackman.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it is.
Yeah, Matt Shackman.
Yeah, and I think the writer is. Oh God, I'm forgetting the name of the writer for the film.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, the Fantastic Four logo kind of gives me a WandaVision kind of.
Oh yeah, I can
it kind of reminds me of WandaVision, but they were going for with those 50s and 60s, TV shows. So I think that the logo itself kind of lends to making me believe that this is also going to take place in the 60s.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, somehow they're transported to similar to Captain America.
I wonder how that's. I'm curious about how it's going to work in terms of why have they never been mentioned in any type of Easter egg or mystery, in any type of lore. So it does make me wonder how they're going to fit them in.
Or maybe they're in, since we're in the multiverse saga, maybe the Fantastic Four don't even exist in the MCU
until after.
And they're in some other world, and then they get kind of Because at some point they're going to stop the multiverse, right? It's going to just collapse into just the MCU,
because
and they're going to
because the multiverse itself hasn't been too popular.
Yeah,
as a concept.
I think that the Avengers movie is going to collapse everything, and then pick and choose the best.
Yeah, I think I feel like the big drawback of that is, what's the point of all the setup that you're going to do with this movie if it's going to be just done away with? Because you're going to be setting up these characters and stuff in this world that they live in, and then it's just going to get erased just so you can keep those 4 and just copy paste them into the regular MCU and leave all the other stuff behind. So it just makes you wonder, like, well, then what's the point of it? That's what I'm wondering about. It's like I'm curious to see how the Secret War stuff is going to play out,
or maybe they. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I wish I could sneak into Kevin Feige's office and like look on the walls. What's your master plan?
It's right now. I'm winging it as I go here. I thought the Marvels was going to really knock it out of the park.
Yeah. Have you seen the Marvels
yet? Restaurant menus posted on the wall.
It's on Disney Plus.
I'm slowly catching up on stuff. I just finished Reacher, and that was fantastic.
Yep.
I got to watch Marvels too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
it's on
Secret
Disney
Invasion.
Plus. Yeah.
I was going to say, speaking of going into another Marvel movie, what about this big reveal?
Oh, what's that?
That's the friendship movie. It's the friendship movie, Best Friends.
Best Friends Forever.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Did y'all see the trailer during the Super Bowl and all that?
I didn't see it during the Super Bowl, but I did see that it had been released, and I went up, pulled it up on YouTube and watched it, and I loved it.
I mean, it set a record for the most watched trailer in 24 hours. The first 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? 265 million views or something ridiculous.
So.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and a lot more fun than I was expecting it to be. It's got a lot going for it. It's ambitious. This, the connections to the MCU are very, very in your face. If especially the appearance of the TVA. Yeah. So that's me and my wife were watching the trailer. It's like, wait, that looked like that was the set for, some of it looked like it was the set from Loki, maybe being reused or at least rebuilt to just those specifications.
And then there's some sets that look like they were in the beginning of Avengers Age of Ultron in the snow.
Oh, yeah.
Area. Okay. And then did you see the big 20th Century Fox?
I was going to say that one looks like a weird. That's going to be a weird one to figure out what's going on there. That just sounds like that's going to be just complete fourth wall breaking shenanigans.
Yep. This is going to be so good, man. I can't wait. I really can't wait.
It's got a lot of style. I would say my only gripe with the trailer, I mean, it's not really a gripe because I guess they're wanting to hold on to it, but we all know Hugh Jackman's coming back. We all know he's going to be Wolverine. I wonder why that was going to be my question. To obscure, like, revealing him.
I think they're doing it for the folks who don't follow this stuff as close as we do.
Mm-hmm.
And when that second trailer hits with him in it, then the hype will be even bigger than what
I would agree with you on that. But look, if you look at the posters, they're already like out the gate. They're already promoting it's Wolverine. He's here.
Yeah.
So because you really don't get a glimpse. You get that little glimpse of him. You see the shadow show the claws, and you see him. Attack Deadpool. I think I kind of wish they would have just went ahead and just shown like just one little glimpse of Hugh Jackman.
But isn't there some rumors about there being multiple people playing Wolverine in this too?
With a movie like this, anything can happen.
Yeah. I mean, I saw what was the dog? The Deadpool dog. Have you seen him?
I saw a picture for it. I know what you're talking about.
It's like the ugliest dog ever, but he's got a little Deadpool costume on. It's so funny. Oh, this movie's going to be so good.
It's going to be bonkers.
Yep.
I agree.
But yeah, we got that trailer. And
And
there
then-
was another trailer that was released earlier this week. Godzilla
Woo!
vs. Kong: The New Empire. Got
So,
a little
I
bit
still
more.
can't figure out the bad guy in this.
Okay, so what it looks like is that you've seen the one main bad guy that was in the trailer, right? It's the Scar King.
So he's the bad guy, the guy with the
I,
vertebrae rope or whatever it looked like.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's gonna be the main villain. But he also, if you saw, did you watch the new trailer, Ashley?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. You see, there's the creature that was, behind the lava line. The Kong looked at it, and then he actually looked worried, and then he got hit with some kind of ice beam.
But you couldn't see anything hardly.
No. But that's gonna be, I think, like either a second in command or, but it's gonna be another big villain for the two of them to fight. So I think Scar King's going to be mainly Kong's adversary, and then this other character, which, according to what I've seen in the leaks, it's some dragon-like creature called Shimu or Shimo, and he's some like ice dragon that apparently may have brought about the first ice age, and coming out might be trying to do another one. Maybe it's Scar King's behest.
I got you. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be pretty fun. I mean, did you see the big hit where Kong hit Scar King so hard the tooth went through a building?
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, it looked wild.
Was that when he had the glove thing on?
Yeah, it's like he just hits him once, and all of a sudden you see the shot of a tooth fly through a building and bury itself into the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's not one of those movies that I want to go to the theater to watch.
No, I'm definitely going to go see.
But I will. I'll get it when it comes to streaming.
Okay.
I didn't watch I did watch the last one, but only because it was released
Simultaneously.
straight on HBO Max.
Yeah.
So, but and then I went back and watched all the Godzillas and all the Kongs that led up to this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I'm interested. It's just not theater worthy to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Don't hate me.
I've been enjoying the MonsterVerse. So the Monarch Legacy of Monsters show. It was on my top 3 last year for 20.
And that's connected to this.
Yeah, that's in the same universe.
Okay, so I need to check that out.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's mainly it kind of bridges and also it has questions in the air, but it mainly takes place about a year after it's the first Godzilla movie. So it all mainly takes place before the King of the Monsters stuff with Ghidorah.
I got you. Now, are they going to do like Universal monsters in this world
No. No, I think this is just them keeping this is kaiju type stuff. They're wanting the big epic spectacle type creatures.
I got you.
I'm surprised Universal hasn't started trying to do some sort of a monster world, in the movies, like because they kind of did. They were starting to remake like the Wolfman and there's another one I feel the Mummy and stuff like that. They just failed.
Well, they tried 2 times to start up a big monster a Universal Monsters universe franchise.
Yeah,
the first time was Dracula Untold with Luke Evans as Dracula. That failed, and so they said let's try again, but with Tom Cruise and the Mummy, and that didn't go anywhere as well as they thought it would. But they found, I think right now they're trying to figure out what they want to do because they found better success going smaller, like they did with The Invisible Man, and just make it a good, focusing on just making a good movie instead of trying to build out a giant franchise.
Well, it's kind of weird because Universal Studios is building a whole world, just the theme park for Universal Monsters.
Oh yeah, that's probably just. I think that's celebrating, the legacy of those characters. But in terms of a movie franchise, I think they're still trying to figure out what they want to do.
Speaking of, I can't wait till Guillermo del Toro releases his new one. He's working on Frankenstein. So.
Oh yeah, I did hear about
Christian
that.
Bale.
Huh?
Christian Bale is Frankenstein.
Is that who's playing? Is that who's playing Frankenstein?
Yeah, I thought so.
I was going to say it looks like it's a stacked cast. I couldn't remember him in it, but
he's playing the monster, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Frankenstein. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm anything Guillermo del Toro does, I'm down. Like it's going to be at least decent. It's going to be good. But yeah, no, it's interesting. So, any other movie news? Anything else y'all are interested in, or waiting to see, or happy to see?
No, not as far as I don't think there's anything movie wise. No.
We got Dune coming out. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Dune Part 2.
Yeah, I'm excited for Dune.
Did you see Did you see Zendaya's outfit?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, I was like, whoa! Did you see everybody's outfits? I mean, hers was probably the wildest, but everybody was going all out for that premiere.
Oh, really?
It was like it was like definitely a sci-fi theme going on.
She just popped up in my Twitter feed. It says Zendaya's outfit at the Dune premiere. It's like, what in the world?
It looks like she's wearing some sort of futuristic armor, like knight armor. It looks crazy.
Yeah, it is. It was pretty crazy.
Well, also, we did have the biggest movie ever come out this week. I mean, did y'all not go see Madam Web?
Oh, crap. I forgot about that.
That was the best. Have you not seen the reviews? It's the best movie that Sony's ever made. I mean, it was even better than Morbius somehow.
Yeah, sure.
Sony just, I'm sorry.
Was that in the multiverse that you said you read that right?
I mean, some of the reviewers, it's funny. It's almost like they're changing their tune on Morbius slightly just because of how bad this one has been.
Morbius wasn't that bad.
It's like maybe it's like the Thanos meme of perhaps I judged you too harshly.
I don't understand why they do this crap. They don't like Marvel.
I'll give you a reason why real quick, and it's a name. And if you look into the history of it, you'll know exactly why. Huh?
Avi Arad?
No. Oh, yeah, partially, but I'm also going to say Tom Rothman.
I don't know him. Who's he?
So I'll say he's the brainchild behind Galactus Cloud in Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Awesome.
If you want to clue as to his history of studio meddling, he's also the reason Wade Wilson looked like he did in Wolverine or X-Men Origins.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, that like this, he's someone. It's
like, to me, it's like Marvel with the MCU says, you know what? Let's look to the comics that created all of these, and let's pay homage to them, because that's what drives this thing, right? They're popular because of the comics. Let's just take it. Tweak it a little bit for the movie, but not. Sony's like, you know what? I got a better idea.
Spider-Man.
All of these Spider-Man movies.
Without Spider-Man.
At this point, they would be better to just do a deal with Marvel and say, okay, you know how you're doing with Spider-Man? We want you to do that with the whole Spider-Man family, right? Make all these movies for us, include them in your MCU. We make a lot of money, you make a lot of money, and we probably make more money than we are with Madam Web or Kraven the Hunter or Morbius.
I think the only one that's been successful for them so far in terms of this has been the Venom movies.
The first one.
Yeah. Well, how did the second one do? I didn't go see it.
It didn't do nearly as well as the first one.
But did it make its? Did it do?
I think it
did good enough to make a third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a third one coming.
It did better overseas than it did here, for whatever reason. It didn't do all that great here, and then when it released in China and everywhere else, it just blew up. Like, whoa.
Yeah, because I mean, it cost like $100 million to make, and then it made like $500 million. So I mean, it did okay, but it's not like blowing everybody away.
Yeah. But for Sony right now, considering their other Spider-Man properties, are thinking like, whoa.
Madam Web, I knew there was the red flags all over the place. Number one, when that movie was announced, I didn't even know, like, I'd never heard of it, never knew that was in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And it was all of a sudden like, it's coming soon. And I haven't seen any toys promoting it or anything. I mean, like, there's just nothing, which I
They're
know
not.
there's really nothing. They didn't even do that for Venom, like the Venom movies and stuff like that. But it just, there's
one.
nothing. Yeah, I was going to say there was like very limited stuff for that movie, but like you just didn't see any kind of like true promotional stuff except for, hey, this movie's hitting theaters in a couple of weeks, go check it out. Like it didn't seem like they were trying to appeal to any comic book fans or anything.
Well,
Yeah, it's a very odd movie, and if they were thinking they were resting on the laurels of Dakota Johnson, I'm like, that was so wrong. I'm like, this girl could look. She doesn't even look like she cares about this movie in the movie. Like she just looks like I don't know. I'm sure this was a paycheck and see you later. You know.
Well, you know, Madam Web in the comics is like what, 80.
I was going to say she was an older
80.
character.
Well, she got so from what I heard, she got talked into trying a superhero movie. She got talked into it, I believe, by Elizabeth Olsen, I think, because she told them about her positive experiences that she had on the Marvel movies. Unfortunately, this is I'm noticing there's a pattern now of these people that work on MCU productions tell their friends, "Yeah, I had a great time. Okay, I'm going to go join this Sony Marvel production." Because the same thing happened with Morbius. Matt Smith got convinced to join in because Karen Gillan, a great friend of his from Doctor Who, she said, I had a great time working on the Guardian movies and stuff. You'd have fun. It's like, okay, I'll do this. What's this? Sony? It's got Marvel in the name. I'm going to just jump into it. It's got to be good.
Yeah, well, too bad.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
So... and I will say this slightly in defense of Dakota Johnson. In most interviews I've ever seen her do, she does have like a super laid back, a very irreverent attitude toward,
I'm aware.
So, but it's always funny to see like the promotion for this movie is wild because they say the most bland buzzwords like it's a groundbreaking movie. We're breaking new ground. It's a thriller that you've never seen in a superhero movie before.
Well, I will say Sydney Sweeney, I think is her name, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who plays Spider-Woman. That suit looks awesome.
She does.
Except for the eyes.
I was going to say, like, she plays someone who will one day become Spider-Woman and apparently is only in the costume in a 30-second dream of the future sequence that I think.
Are you kidding me?
I knew that's what it was going to be.
Oh, that is horrible. That is so horrible.
Yeah, that all those glimpses you saw of them in their spider outfits is just for like a little future
dream sequence.
Sequence. It's only like half a minute long.
I was gonna go.
No wonder
I
no
actually
toys.
thought about going to see this movie next week on like the $5 Tuesdays or whatever. I'm not even gonna do that now.
It doesn't even seem worth it. No.
If you're not going to go see the new Godzilla in theaters, do not go see this Madam Web. That is disrespectful.
Well, I have this thing, comic book movies, right? I go see them all.
Yeah.
So I can't. But
this barely
one
qualifies as one.
I didn't see the last Fantastic Four movie in theaters, and I didn't see it for like 3 years after it released in theaters. And then when I watched it, I was like,
I can see
the first half. I was like, this is all right. And then it's like, at the end of the movie, I'm like, what did I just watch?
Well, I've heard that was the biggest thing. Like most people think, where it's like you see the tonal, you basically can see the behind the scenes turmoil happen on the screen because the first half of the movie has some coherence.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the back half of the movie, when all this crap happened, and then they had to scramble to piece together this movie with the director that was having a meltdown on set.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, you could tell it's a hot mess.
Yeah,
sure.
So,
well, before we go, let's talk about some new McFarlane stuff too. How about that?
Oh yeah, I was going to say they dropped a bunch of stuff. I know they announced a new partnership.
The 10th Kyle Rayner figure. Also,
yep.
Now,
so here's one that I so want, but. Just because that Kilowog figure looks, man, he looks awesome.
Like I think this, what I said before, I love the face.
Mm-hmm.
The face sculpt looks great. The body sculpt, I wish it was a little thicker. Like he feels a little lean for me Kilowog. Kilowog for me is always really bulky.
Yeah, but I mean, you got so if you look at Kyle, he's a 7-inch figure, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Kilowog is like normally would be one of their mega figures,
Yeah.
which costs about $40.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be huge.
He's gonna be huge. He's not gonna be thick.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
Thick.
Ray said he wants some bread. He needs some carbs on Kilowog.
I need some cake on Kilowog.
Yeah, some cake.
Give that man some milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants some cellulite on on Kilowog's butt.
Yeah.
I like that ring design on the figure too.
Let me see. Oh yeah, that does look cool. That does look cool. And look at that! They even have like a little paint wash over the green with some yellow.
Mm-hmm.
That's above and beyond McFarlane. They don't usually do that, but look at that. You see how they gave this a nice like a wash of yellow,
Mm-hmm.
or even a dry brush of yellow right here, and then this is just green plastic. Freaking green plastic right here on the shoulders.
Yeah, the O-ring thing or whatever they call it.
Well, that and the shoulder itself. There's no. That's what I hate about McFarlane, man. Where they take these outs that are so cheap, and then the fourth Kyle Rayner figure.
Yeah,
that we've gotten.
Because we've gotten so far, we've gotten his Green Lantern Corps version. We got the Blue Lantern Kyle Rayner.
We
got him in
one.
his classic suit, and then this is like a new version of the classic suit.
Yep, this is just extra accessories for the classic suit. Yep, and this gold level set costs $69.99. That's crazy. You can see it even better right here. Cool paint, cool paint, cool paint, cool paint, cool paint on the gauntlets. Nothing. It's like you missed. And another thing I hate about McFarlane Toys is this diaper.
And see, that don't bother me. It really doesn't.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, it doesn't bother me too much. Yeah, because I get the purpose of it, because they want to try to do something different than always having that giant gap for all that movement.
Yeah.
Because whenever you want to give more articulation for the thigh area, that means you have to open up. You have to open up that area so that you can have the movement. But sometimes that gap can be really noticeable. So they're trying something, and I guess they like it so far.
Oh yeah, they love it.
Yeah. So it's a way where you can have more mobility still without sacrificing the aesthetic.
But to me, it sacrifices it. Like, see, it's like, hey, look, because it comes so far up. Maybe if they had it lower or something, I don't know. It just looks to me diaperish. Some figures, it doesn't bother me as bad because they may have a belt, so the belt kind of it looks correct with like a belt. But when this is supposed to be part of his stomach, and it's just this cut right here, I can't do that, man.
See, well, tell me this, Ashley, because you've gotten a lot more McFarlane stuff than we have. One thing I do notice, and I'll applaud Hasbro for, even for all their faults with making stuff, I will say that as time goes on, you can see a noticeable improvement, like over time with their figure making, with certain choices and sculpting and stuff like that. Now, has there been anything since McFarlane's really kind of gotten started with this whole DC multiverse? Has there been any place where you can kind of see some actual big mechanical, technical improvements?
Yes, you can. The wrist joints and the ankle joints are vastly improved.
They've gotten better.
Because before it was just like a realm, like a ball each. Now they have some sculpt to them so it doesn't look so awkward. Like you have a shin that comes down to a foot and then just big round ball right there.
Yeah. Now
there's some sculpt to it, so it does kind of look like an ankle instead of just a ball.
Yeah.
Or same thing with some of the wrists. They still have. Here's an Azrael figure. Just this has already been released. This is just a different paint app. They still have to me their faults. One, scale. They're not scaled correctly. Martian Manhunter should tower, or not tower, but he should be a good bit taller than every other, like Superman, Batman, and everything. He's shorter than both of them. It's like, what? What is this? Like CBS Justice League from the 80s TV pilot? You know? I think sometimes their hands can be like this. The latest Superman figure that was released, he has ginormous hands. I mean, it's like ridiculous ginormous hands. So that and the diaper, what really gets me. Other than that, man, if they would change the the whole reason for the diaper is it hides the articulation behind it, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, because there's really nothing there but little ball joints and everything. Yeah. I wish they would come up with something different right there, and they would fix their scaling process, because it's the same with like the DC Superpower stuff too. They're all over the place. None of them are in scale with the original Superpowers line. They're all bigger, except for the recently released Green Lantern Hal Jordan, who is significantly smaller than every other Superpowers figure that they have released so far, which is like, what is going on here? So I don't know. I'm just flabbergasted by it. But that's it. I guess that's all we got.
I think that's it.
Anything to leave on? Any recommendations?
I just think it was a good run, and we we put in a lot of hard work, and I think I think it's time to
call it a year.
Go out while we're on top. I would, as I did get finished. I don't know if I don't know if I put it up, but I liked the more rugged.
Yeah, I didn't get that either, Ray. I didn't hear that at all.
I was like, what is he saying?
Every time you started talking, it just went.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Super clear.
What did you last hear me say?
None of the description of what you're talking about.
Nothing.
Okay.
You would go here, and I'm gonna
recommend season 2 of Reacher.
Us.
That's what
there we go.
Season 3 of what?
Season 2 of Reacher.
He said he's gonna recommend
of Jack Reacher. I quite enjoyed it. I said I don't know if I put it over season 1. I really love season 1, but it was a fantastic season.
The new Abbott Elementary, very good so far.
Yes, that was fun. I did.
Very good. They already got their 3rd episode out, and they're really. I like this season. This season in particular is feeling like a great change. I don't know.
I love the explanation for the 5-month gap.
Yes. Yes.
That made me laugh so much. No, it was the cameraman got robbed. And they had to save up money because they're just an independent camera crew, so they had to save money, and it took them 5 months to save up money to get the camera equipment they needed again. I loved that. Anyways,
I'll recommend a book that I'm reading right now, Star Wars Brotherhood. It's a good book.
Yes, it is. I agree.
And I like it when there's meat to a book, and it like makes a difference in the lore.
Yeah. And
it goes in, kind of describes how certain things happen throughout the trilogy. And I was like, wow, okay, so that's how Anakin became a Jedi Knight.
It also gives a lot of credence to that line from episode 3 about the business on Cato Nemoidia.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
That it explains all of that. So that's really cool.
Yeah. This is the Claudia Black book, isn't it?
I don't know.
No, this was Mike Chin.
Oh, okay.
Mike Chin.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of another book. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I agree. Good book.
Cool. I'll have to get around to it one day.
Okay. Well.
All right, my internet babies. I hope y'all have a good night. A good rest of your night. Buy toys.
Later days.
Buy all the toys.
Buy them all.
That was a burp.